We had Zhang Weili on the podcast, and you're in her corner. Before we jump on that experience, there was a story that she told, and you commented, you're like, whoa, wait a minute. She was talking about how when she kind of first met you, she was so intrigued and mesmerized by like your level of jiu-jitsu that she wanted more. To the point where you stayed with her, changed your sweaty clothes with Alex, and then showered and ran off to the airport. That first introduction and that experience with Zhang, can you give your side of the story?
Yeah. So I came out, this was April this year, 2022. And I was here for a month. We had the grand opening for the gym. I gave Alex his black belt. And maybe they had mentioned to me that she was going to come and the UFC camera crew was going to come with her and do some interviews. And I was teaching classes. And so they were just making me aware that this is going to happen. And I was, so I was doing my thing, teaching my class. And I didn't realize that she was watching from the side on one day. And then the next day she jumped into class, her and her training partner, Shui, which means handsome. His name is actually Handsome. That's a translation of his name.
It's funny. It also means water.
Yeah. Depending on the tone, right?
The tone and the character.
Yeah. And so I saw them and they were just kind of doing their own thing, trying to figure out the technique. And I walked over and I tried to correct them a little bit. And they were very nice. And I understood that there's an extreme language limitation here. So when it came time for training, I asked her if she wanted to train a little bit. And, I know how to train with people of all various shapes and sizes. And I'm accustomed to training with children who are very small. And so I know how to train with her. She's a small lady. And I didn't smash her. I just kind of moved and I would move her legs. And I just kind of work on like pummeling legs. And I didn't put any weight on her at all. But I just kept passing her guard. And she couldn't understand how I was passing her guard so easily without actually smashing her and using physical strength and weight. And just by using movement, just foot stepping, like Rotolo style jiu-jitsu, right? Just a lot of movement, back stepping and side stepping and leg dragging and spinning them. And she just, she literally just couldn't believe how I passed her guard without using strength. And she said, oh, wow, your guard passing is like magic. And, she said, how long are you here for? And I said, I go home in 2 days. And they were like, no, we need you to stay. She's like, I need you to help me, train me for 2 weeks. And so we were using a translator to have these conversations. And the translator was like, they really want you to stay. And I was like, yeah, but I have a seminar schedule and flights booked. And I'm like, I have a thing. It's like, I can't miss one. If I miss one, then the dominoes start to fall and then I'm going to have problems. And she said, they really want you to stay and they want you to name your price. And I said, oh, it's that kind of a conversation. Okay. So I came up with something reasonable, but I explained to her also that she has to rebook my flight and pay for that also. Because I had a flight. I was supposed to go to San Diego and then go to Chicago. Well, I skipped the San Diego leg. I just cut it out. And I said, look, I can give you 9 days. There's a week and 2 days. And here's the price for me and then my ticket price. And she said, we sat down, we had a meeting with the translator and the manager and we worked it out. We had a plan. I said, okay, we're going to do 2 times a day, every day, morning and afternoon training every day. And that's what we did. Yeah. We banged it out for 9 days and every morning, every evening. And we had a amazing chemistry, not just me and her, but the whole team, the manager.
They're so nice.
They're the nicest people. They're the most generous and kind and thoughtful humans.
They're so down to earth. It's crazy.
I love them. I will go to war for them. Okay. So yeah, I stayed, we trained, we had great vibes, good chemistry. I could teach her anything. And she practices it diligently. She's very focused. She's very professional. She doesn't mess around too much, but a very genuine person, and, when it was time to go, she knew I had to fly on the certain day, and she said, "Oh, our last training is in the morning," and I was like, "Nah." I was like, "My flight's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We could actually think it was like 8 actually, but I needed to be there at 5." And I was like, "Ah, we can knock out some training at 3 o'clock." We trained for an hour, and I had all my bags packed and ready. The suitcase was already at the gym in the office, and I brought my training gear, and we trained. We did our thing, and then I literally ran into the locker room. I threw all my sweaty clothes into a bag and just gave it to Alex. I was like, "Hey, you just hold on to this for me." And And then I just jumped in a cab and went straight to the airport.
If you enjoyed this content, we're doing 5 clips like this a week. If you want to watch the full podcast, click here.